Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy, Kevin Cracks Cards here, and I hope you are doing well today. Well, today I got a bit of a special video. I'll be talking a little bit about the TMNT TCG, which, if you don't know what that means, or you had no childhood, is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the TCG. I have the very special privilege of showcasing the game today and also receiving some lovely playtester cards, 2 decks each of these hero and villain starter decks that I'll be live stream playing at the same day I'm recording this video. So if you are watching this video right now, I'll be doing some live stream testing with it at 6:30 p.m. PST, that is California time. Shout out to my Californians and West Coast people here, and you know, all that good stuff. As you guys may know, I like helping out indie card games in my spare time, as even though I'm a nursing student now, you know, I was an R&D director before, and while I do not want to personally be working officially with any card game at the moment, I do like helping card games out to get their, you know, their kickstart, if you will, off the ground. The maker of this card game is Josh, and Josh reached out to me, I think over Instagram. He was like, hey, you want to get some of these decks? You want to test the cards out? And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Let's do it. But, you know, this card game has a little bit of troubleshooting in the beginning, as, you know, usually if you play a card game, guys, there's going to be a rulebook, you know, TTS mod, and there is a TTS mod, I believe. I can't find it on the Discord easily, but there wasn't a rulebook when I actually looked into this card game. And I'm not gonna lie, that actually did frustrate me in the beginning. If you have any kind of indie card game at all, guys, you need to write down all your rules in a rulebook so that way everyone is on the same page with how mechanics work. However, I will say that rulebooks are hard to make, and you know, everyone has varying degrees of writing abilities in general. Writing in general is really hard. I can't write a fiction book for the life of me at the moment. That's a skill I have to work on. But all the rules need to be written out for any indie card game if you're gonna make a card game, because that's how it should be. So, you know, I struggled finding the rules on the Discord of this game, so I did the very nerdy thing of, during my pathophysiology lecture in nursing school, I just wrote the entire rulebook for this game based off everything I've read from the maker of the game and various other fans. So shout out to everyone who's helped me out to make this unofficial rulebook. And yeah, so far it's been well received by the creator of the game. And I guess that's the rulebook we have. And yeah, I don't always have the time to make rulebooks for games, guys. If you want me to make a rulebook for your game, you know, if you pay me money a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, I could make a rulebook for you if I had the time. But in general, I just do it because I like TCGs, I like card games. This game is a little bit, it's very similar to MetaZoo. If you've played MetaZoo, it has a lot of similar elements. I believe the maker of the game was a MetaZoo fan, and a lot of mechanics are just pretty similar. But there's some key differences. So we have MetaZoo combat to a T, you know, attacker wins and defender is destroyed, and there's no attack back. LP on, you know, opposing creatures. We have 20 life points each player, kind of like Magic. You have an interesting life point rule where if you destroy a creature, that creature's cost is dealt in damage to a player. So that's pretty interesting. And you also have a very interesting land rule in this game. The land are oozes in this game, and unlike Magic or MetaZoo, you can play as many oozes as you want on the same turn, which is pretty crazy. Everything also essentially has haste or fleet in MetaZoo, so basically you can attack the same turn you play a creature, which is kind of insane. There is a rule for first turn players that you cannot attack right away, but the tempo of this game is kind of insane if you think about it, and the curve of this game is pretty insane, since you can just get out strong creatures on turn 1 and just go balls to the wall. So I'm very interested to see how the balance of this game is in actual testing of it. And yeah, I do like fast-paced games like this. It reminds me of Yugioh, honestly, like how fast-paced Yugioh is. So it's like you have the Magic land system combined with the fast-paced nature of Yugioh. And yeah, that's pretty exciting. So I'll be testing this game with my buddy John, and John is a bigger fan of these Turtle franchise, more so than me. But hey, I still like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as is. I think it's a cool franchise, and I think it's just cool in general. After I test this game, I think I'll be helping out with the rules here and there when I can. I mean, I did make a rulebook for the game, and I'm pretty attached to this rulebook because, hey, I whipped that thing up together in Pathophysiology. And I'll leave a link to the rulebook down below if you want to check out the game further. Feel free to comment on the rulebook and see if there's any corrections I need to make on it, since it's kind of a living rulebook as is. Oh, in terms of the tester cards, by the way, these cards look really good. The art is pretty solid on the cards if you've been seeing the cards in this video. The hollows look pretty nice. Cards feel really thick, but in these Ultra Pro sleeves I had in the video, they're pretty hard to remove. So I don't know how the cards are going to be in print, but these tester cards, I mean, besides the difficulty in removing the cards from the sleeves, the cards honestly feel really nice. Like, you know, in terms of texture, they're not flimsy as is, and the saturations is kind of pops, I'm not gonna lie. I did tell the creator of the game though that there is some issues I see with accessibility. It can be hard to see the unique features like auto abilities being only blue or the tap abilities being only red. If you're gonna make a game these days, you have to make it colorblind accessible. You can't be putting gameplay unique elements and signifying them only by color. You have to double encode. So that would mean that if you're going to put in a kind of gameplay, you know, mechanically unique feature, you have to put a symbol next to the ability to make sure that it signifies that, hey, this is a auto ability, this is a tap ability. Double encoding is very common in general. It's pretty easy to do. You just have to make sure you encode the same thing with at least two unique elements. So a color and a symbol, you know, or a color and a you know, a keyword, you know, that signifies the thing. So if it was like auto ability XYZ and it's also blue, that's good. Or if it had like, you know, if every auto ability had an A next to it to say, hey, this is auto ability, then that also could work. So yeah, just some general feedback on accessibility. And with the text of the cards, I mean, sometimes the text is a little hard to read. I know the font is a little bold and out there a little bit. If you look at the spacing of some of the cards in the text, like in the holes of the cards, it's a little difficult to read in person. So yeah, that is something that needs to be corrected, in my opinion. But besides that, I'm excited to try this game out, guys. So please check out this live stream at 6:30 p.m. PST if you're watching this video. And yeah, I look forward to talking more about this indie card game and just helping out with it. And if you want any more help for testing indie card games, you know, help with writing rulebooks, help with game balance or any of that, feel free to comment, DM me on Instagram and, you know, YouTube, whatever, and I will be more than happy to help the community out as is, you know. Alright guys, that's it from me. See you next time. Peace.